Ladies and G-words, welcome back to my second channel. I am moving at the moment. I'm in an Airbnb. This is why it's crazy. You are balancing on a bottle cap, a handbag, and a dream right now. I thought it would be the perfect time for a video like this. What are the signs that somebody is going to destroy your life? I think often people really struggle with seeing these little tiny warning signs, and they fail to extrapolate on this. Because you can predict everything. By how someone does one little thing, you can predict how they're going to do everything. You don't need to wait for the major warning signs. You just need to be able to identify the little ones. So these are all scientifically supported. I will link all the studies in the description below. So these are the signs somebody is going to ruin your life. Number one, they love bomb you. There is absolutely no reason for somebody to be rushing a relationship. People who are of secure attachment style, they do not rush relationships. They take their time. Love and trust is something that builds slowly. Those who love bomb are actually more likely to be narcissists. They probably want something from you. They have low emotional regulation, key point here, which we'll talk about later. And they're trying to establish control of you early on. I see a lot of memes, it's like, well, of course he would love bomb me, like, I'm perfect. Babe, I get it, like, sometimes I'll be in the same position. But let me tell you, it does not end well, ever. Someone who respects you would take the time to get to know you versus trying to sink their claws so deep into you so fast, because what is the rush? There's really no rush. Okay, number two, low empathy. This is also a predictive sign that somebody would cheat on you. People who have low empathy, narcissists, dark triad traits, it basically reduces guilt or concern for others. So if they cheat on you, they're not really going to feel bad about it. They might even dismiss your feelings. If they do not have genuine intentions towards you, they are going to try to accelerate the intimacy process, especially if someone has low emotional regulation. They're going to try and fast track it. Anxious and avoidant types usually do this to mask insecurity and to take control of you very quickly. Refusal to accept blame. This is common with NPD, of course, but it means they avoid responsibility, they deflect it with charm or rage, and they're not going to take any accountability for their actions. Frequent criticism. This can happen with insecure types, especially if they know they're punching you are better than them. They will subtly try to put you down, erode your sense of self-worth and self-confidence over time, and increase codependency. This can also look like them trying to isolate you from friends and family, subtly demeaning you to undermine your accomplishments, undermine you, who you are, just erode your sense of self. And this is something I think that happens, and this is something that can happen very quietly over time in relationships. And I don't know a single girl this hasn't happened to who has been in a toxic relationship. Eventually you get out of that relationship and you're like, who was I by the end of that? Because this person subtly took all the parts away from you which made you you. Next, history of crazy exes. Going back to another point, if someone cannot accept accountability, responsibility, they're always pushing blame to someone else, they're gonna fucking ruin your life. It takes two people to destroy a relationship. I really don't buy the whole crazy ex. I really don't buy the whole crazy ex story. And you know, for my first boyfriend, I blamed him for a lot of things for the first 2 years after our breakup, and then, no, I played a role in this as well. Inconsistent and hot and cold cycles. They're playing with your emotions. They probably are inconsistent, or they have an attachment style where they're constantly pushing and pulling and they don't even know what they want. This is very common in abusive relationships and creates codependency. Power seeking in relationships. So if that guy is like an Andrew Tate follower, he wants power over you, more likely to cheat and also gonna fucking ruin your life. The study says men who view power as relational currency show high infidelity and abuse rates. Emotional unavailability linked with avoidant attachment styles. Avoidance suppress vulnerability and create distance under stress. And this causes a lot of anguish for the other partner, because especially if that partner is anxious, they're going to be like, talk to me, please, I just need you to comfort me. And the avoidance like, you know what, bye, I can't do this. I'm going to create distance. I know it's hurting you, but I can't even regulate my emotions, so I'm in a distance. I might even go cheat on you. This is not all avoidance. Like, honey, I'm a fearful avoidant. What it means is if you have attachment style, which is insecure, you're going to have to work even harder to emotionally regulate yourself, which means if you feel that you need to create distance but you know it's going to hurt your partner, you need to talk to your partner. You need to overcome that urge to run away. Jealousy as flattery. Study shows excessive jealousy is linked to insecure attachment and also a higher abuse rate. Next, need for admiration. Need for admiration, need for validation. They cannot self-validate. They're going to go externally look for it. The moment you cut off that source, they're going to go externally look for it, maybe even cheat on you. And look, this is exactly what Landon said in his post. He said, I made a mistake, I was looking for validation and I was looking for respect. Maybe in that moment, Liz cut it off from him, and because he could not give it to himself, he went and looked for it. But lack of long-term friends or mentors. I think this one's quite self-explanatory. People who fail to have any long-term relationships indicate poor relational maintenance or history of relational fallout. So I would always be a little bit concerned of people who don't have long-term friends. People always say, look at Hailey Bieber, the internet hated her at one point, but all of her friends are from her childhood. And I think that's such a great sign of someone who's actually a good person. So a summary, the most dangerous partners exhibit a cluster of traits. Number one, narcissism. By the way, I know your narc is like thrown around so much. Someone cannot be a narcissist by DSM-5 description, but they can have traits of narcissism. They don't need to actually be a narcissist. They can just have elements of it, like entitlement, need for admiration. 2, psychopathy, lack of empathy, and also impulsivity. Impulsivity relates to low emotional regulation. Someone who can't emotionally regulate is going to destroy your life. Attachment insecurity, anxious or avoidant. Fortunately, this is the vast majority of the population, which is why people are like, oh my god, everybody cheats, every man cheats with me, because they have an insecure attachment style. It doesn't directly mean they're going to cheat on you, they're going to harm you. Maybe because they have such a bad attachment style. It really depends on how they regulate and what are their values as well. And lastly, manipulative behaviors, gaslighting and triangulation. But the signs, guys, they're always there. I love you guys, and I'll see you on my main channel soon.